Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakutash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to Yehovah Elect Akim out there laboring by pushing this word, the truth, and in sincerity. I'm going to try to make this lesson quick. I saw this video on the internet, and I just wanted to share the information with you. I don't know if it's this video or what, but this is going to be my second time trying to make this damn lesson to get this information out, and Esau's fucking with my shit. So, Yahweh Ratazah, this be edifying to the elect. I had a couple scriptures prepared. I'm going to just let the lesson play, and what this man is saying is pretty much what we've been saying. This video is dated April 18th, so it is about 45 days-ish from where we are here, June 6th. But this information is very much so relevant today because, honestly, I think these numbers are going to be even worse than what he's talking about right now, because what he's talking about is the plans that they're going to put into effect that we're in right now, the month of June. So this is just, how do you say it? This is just reinforcing what the prophets have already been saying about the incoming dollar collapse. Everyone feeling the pinch, these families spending credit card money instead of their real money because, hey, there's just not enough money. Rent's going up. It was the beginning of the new year. If your rent didn't go up then, this is the middle of the new year, the 6th month of June. So a lot of the places even increase rents at this time. I know personally, this time last year, I was paying $200 less than I am right now. So everyone's feeling it. I'm feeling this bullshit, man. But this is just giving us more, let's say fuel to the fire to understand what these days are coming into that we're about to deal with. So I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to keep it short, let the video play, give these scriptures that I have prepared, and, hopefully this information is beneficial to whoever comes across it.
Hey guys, the big news this week is the credit crunch tsunami launched by last month's bank panics is now hitting land, with buildings collapsing in car loans, housing, and business loans. The recession signals are turning into sirens. The latest news is that banks are cutting off loans and credit to car dealerships. Capital One, one of the biggest car lenders, is even pulling their floor plans that dealers use to buy cars to populate their lots. Now, the reason banks are pulling out is that it's super hard to get buyers approved since banks are pulling in lending overall. So banks aren't worried whether the dealer can sell the car, it's whether the bank wants the car buyer as a risk. Now, it's worth noting that consumers' credit scores are holding up just fine. The average is steady at 787. So it's not the car buyers, it's the banks. Now, if this keeps up, dealers start losing a lot of money on the cars sitting on their lot. They eventually run out of money and have to raise fast cash selling the cars at auction. This craters car prices, but it also wipes out dealers. In fact, just a few days ago, a big used car dealer group, USA Auto Sales, just announced it's indefinitely closing 39 dealerships. Now, as big as cars are, there are about $1.4 trillion in car loans outstanding. Mortgages are in even worse shape, and there's almost $20 trillion in mortgage debt. Now, remember, mortgages is what set off the last big crash we had in 2008, the one they said would never happen again. So what's happening in mortgages is applications have plunged while households are struggling to stay above water with debt to income ratios. That's how much debt versus how much you make. Those are now higher than the peak before the 2008 subprime meltdown. This is driving defaults. So FHA mortgages, those go to first-time home buyers, and typically they're 3 to 5% down, so they're fairly risky. Those are now hitting 12% in the most recent numbers. As for mortgage applications, those are close to the worst of 2008. Now, the problem here is homeowners are sitting on low-rate mortgages, so on average 3 or 3.5%, but new mortgages are closer to 7%. So the owners don't want to sell. They'd have to trade a 3% loan for a 7% loan, which means paying about $1,600 more per month on the median house. Of course, buyers aren't all that excited either. So between near 7% loans and soaring house prices during the COVID era zero interest rates, they're looking at a $2,700 mortgage payment. That's up from $1,800 2 years ago. Finally, the one that really bites, business loans. These keep the jobs alive, and the jobs are holding up all those cars and houses in the first place. So since the bank panics hit last month, banks have dropped credit by about 270 billion. About a quarter of that, 65 billion, was in commercial and industrial loans. So you're seeing pullbacks in small business loans, real estate loans, even construction loans. The only bright spot is credit cards, which pay so high, banks will eat those all day long, and which are, therefore, a classic distress signal that families are in trouble. Beyond the job losses, the concern here is that tighter business loans mean the businesses have to start using up their cash. That pulls cash out of the banks, which, thanks to fractional reserve, ripples into yet more credit tightening. You can even get this feedback loop with tighter lending leading to yet tighter lending, while companies drop like flies, taking the jobs down with them. We're already seeing this play out with small business bankruptcies at a record high, manufacturing at a 3-year low, despite the recession not even officially having started yet. So there's a good chance that we're looking at a lot more pain to come. All right, we'll be watching. See you next time.
That's right. We are going to be looking for a lot more pain to come, because the people that are going to be felt that pain the most are the people that have the most money in this society, that have invested in this fucking bullshit fucking American way of life, the American dream. Like we always say, you got to be asleep to believe it, because it's a fucking dream, man. So these people are going to collapse. They're going to gnash their teeth and wail and beg for that fucking charagma, because they don't have the money that they used to. Especially these people that have a couple 100,000 in the bank, millions in the bank. They're not going to want to give up that lifestyle. So they'll do anything to continue their life, even if it's just for a little bit. You know. So we have to understand that these things are going to happen, because prophecy says it, and our elders and apostles have been drilling this in our heads, to prepare your spirit, which is these uh, uh really gonna see who are the hirelings and who's actually down for this thing, man. So it's beautiful, because we this is giving the hopeful elect, Lord willing, we be those men, even more signs of the times and hope of the days that are coming ahead. So, like I said, I don't want to make this video too long, because it's already second time doing it. I want to make sure it goes through. This is Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened from the top. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, because, hey, they're all going to be scared, knowing that there's nothing optimistic in the future for them. Everything's getting more expensive. No customers are coming through the door. They're not being able to get money in cash flow like they were a couple years ago. And the strong men shall bow themselves, meaning they're going to give up, because the men of this world that say, oh, yeah, I'm strong, I'm mentally tough, I got a money mindset, you know, those men are going to be folding, because the real strong men, the elect, are going to be praising Yahweh Bashim Yashai. They're going to be rejoicing. They're going to be happy, because they're going to know exactly what time it is. It's game time, right before, if not the beginning of Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, when they start pushing this charagma. The grinders cease because they are few. A lot of these people ain't going to be out here hustling, like they say in the world. What were you doing all week? I was grinding. I was getting my fucking grind on every fucking day. That's what they like to pride themselves of, how much work they do. But who are they really working for? Whose face is on the money? When they get that money, who are they paying? Oh, for a house that you think you own? You're paying the mortgage company. And then let's say you pay your house off. What are you paying? The taxes. Because let your ass not pay that property tax. Guess what? You don't own that house no more. Because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Because, hey, like I said, they're not going to see anything that's optimistic in the future. There's going to be nothing good outside for them to, see, like, oh, yeah, it's going to get better once this happens. Or once we get to this time, this will be better. No, man, they're going to have no hope, no light at the end of the tunnel. This is verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, because, hey, during, this pandemic, a lot of small businesses went under. A lot of mom and pop stores, a lot of corporations started closing certain stores throughout the United States and the world. when the sounds of the grinding is low, like we're going into, hey man, these people ain't gonna be grinding. The sound of the grinding is talking about, a great millstone breaking down, let's say cornmeal or wheat, whatever, to a powder. Because when you have two stones grinding, it's making a loud noise. So, hey, that's not even going to be going on. Representation of these factories, these food processing facilities that we've been seeing going up in flames, literally everything. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, which is like early in the morning, man, trying to find work, because they're going to be stressed out. When you can't sleep, you're stressed out. So, hey, man, you're up early and you go to sleep late. Hey, man, that's how it is, man. These people are always they're going to be stressing. And all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Ain't nobody going to be worried about no fucking hip hop song, top 25 in the United States today, when no one's going to be in a mood to sing. No one's going to be in that type of mind state to be happy. I have another scripture. This is Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death. That's right. And that's the elect. And the 1/3 that make it through Jacob's trouble out of the United States of America, United Snakes, because through our work and our faith, and most importantly than any of that, is the mercy that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has allotted the elect men, the friends, the families, and certain members. Just like when the angels went in to get Lot, what they asked him, who else do you have in the city? He ran to his son-in-laws that were going to be marrying his daughters, and hey man, they laughed in his face. So focus on the people that can receive this message, because we're here to feed the sheep, not entertain goats. But the price of everything is going to go up, to a point where it's astronomical to what your wage you're making and to what these people are getting in return. So I wanted to get this one scripture, and then I'm going to end this lesson. This is Revelation 6:6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So the point that I want to get out of here is a penny is parabolic and symbolic to a full day's wage. So let's say, for example, you make $2.50 a day. Well, you go to the store and a loaf of bread costs your full day's wage. $2.50 for a loaf of bread. 3 measures of barley. And that's representative of what happened in Venezuela, man, where you got people on the sides of roads now making handbags and fucking coin purses out of the Venezuelan currency. That's what's coming to the United States. So that's what we're warning our people of. We understand that this is these video epistles are going out throughout the whole world to, blow the trumpet, man, day in and day out, so that these people understand what is going on. So Yahweh Ratazah, that this lesson be edifying to the elect. And with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to Yehovah elect Akim, pushing this word. Keep pushing it. Keep pushing it. This is your brother Amar from GMS Idaho Camp saying DTA and Abba Ball. Shalom.